Hi, this is Lada from Evolution Free Meditation. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here and you like the video, please like it, subscribe it, leave a comment. It really helps my channel. And today I would like to talk about the energy so far. So we're pretty much at the end of July, there 2026. There's been so much going on for, at this point, pretty much everybody. It's um it's funny because in the past when I would ask people how they are and everybody would be fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Um and if I said something authentic like, well, I've been kind of, struggling, or um there's been some curveballs coming, and people would look at me kind of like, oh really? What's wrong with you? And now it's pretty much when I tell people I'm doing well, people pause and they're like, "Oh, really?" Because my year has been a roller coaster. So I want to talk about that a little bit more. And for those of you who don't know me, um, I was born in former Czechoslovakia during communism, and as a very kind of sensitive, aware soul, and it was really hard. And even though I had some amazing people in my life who could kind of hold space, like my grandfather for who I was, even with my sensitivities, and just some people and friends on the way, it was really, really, really hard. And I couldn't wait to get out of there. And but as it happens to a lot of us sensitives, and if you're one of us, just let me know, it kicked my butt. And it was kind of in between, do I want to stay here on this earth in this body? Um, or, and that means I will have to learn tools, I will have to find a way to make meaning of the things I'm feeling, seeing, dreaming, knowing. And most people don't seem like they do. And I felt very isolated in it. Or I'm just gonna check out, like, for good. And since I'm sitting here in 2026, that can tell you that I chose to not check out permanently, and I chose to stay. So that led me to really searching many different paths since I was about 14 years old. I started reading, meditating, which I didn't even realize that was what I was doing. I thought I was just kind of sitting in nature, being quiet. Um, and that one thing led to another. And I went through different healing modalities, tantric modalities, and then I found intuitive work, and that really, really helped me to get intuitive tools that I also teach and use when I do sessions with clients. And I will leave you a link if you would be interested to work with me one to one. And these tools really helped me to clear energy much faster and more efficiently. And I was on that path in a very like puristic almost way for about 10 years. And then I realized, well, okay, but it's not just all about the spirit, right? Because I've seen so many incredible teachers and intuitive readers and healers who can really tune into pretty much anything, incredibly skillful, but they were not living it. There has been a big disconnect between their spirituality and what they believe that way and their physicality. There's a word for it past few years, right? Spiritual bypassing. Um, we just throw what we know spiritually on a situation and think it's done. Really good example of it is, well, I know that I eventually have to forgive my parents or somebody in my life who hurt me. So because I know that I eventually need to forgive, so I'm just going to forgive and I'm going to be done with it. and I'm going to suppress all the stages of grieving, all the rage and sadness and confusion, and I'm just done. Unfortunately, this is not a fast path. What it does, it disconnects spirit and body even more. And the longer are people spiritually bypassing, the harder it is getting back to the basics, which is their body. And the body does remember the score. The body remembers. And so on this journey, I realized at some point, it's like, no, you have to connect them. It's about spirit in the body. It's about embodied spirituality. And so that's what I do. And I've brought it even into my classes. We do a lot of combination of intuitive work, meditation with our eyes closed, but also meditation lying down, meditation dancing, sharing, drawing, doing fascia movements, breathing. And it's been really incredible to see what is doing for people and for my students, and seeing them really grow and make changes. So in the core of my work is make the change. We can go to healers and psychics and doctors of any kind of medicine people, and that's all great, but nobody can do our work for us. So in the core of my work is, yes, I'm going to work with you. Yes, come to classes, and then go, and once you're ready, make that change in your life, embody that change. And that's when we really can start our life shifting. That's where we can start seeing our spiritual work everywhere around us. That's when we realize that everybody is a mirror and our life is ours to live and make changes that need to be done. It's up to us to cultivate our own joy. Nobody can do it for us. So this is kind of just a little bit of my background, so you know who's talking to. And even if you know me, there may be some new things that you haven't heard yet. And now we're going to the energy update at the end of July. I'm not predicting what's going to happen because the consciousness has split. We are all creating our own reality. And yes, there is a bigger reality consensus, but nobody can predict for you how tomorrow will look like. Okay? And even if intuitive readers, when we read energy, and good intuitive reader will never read the future, because good intuitive reader knows that there are many timelines, many possibilities. And we read the potential, we read what is aligned with, let's say, the path of our higher self, the wiser part of us that has the map to this incarnation, right? So we read different possibilities, but it depends on a person. Are they going to make a change? Are they going to be brave? Are they going to have that conversation? Are they going to align with their highest path? Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is, you don't know when it's going to happen. I often find I integrate certain classes and certain steps, sometimes years after I've taken them. Some pieces just kind of align, or suddenly I realize, oh, I'm living this. I'm living that dream I had those years ago, and now I'm in it. So I'm not going to be predicting anything, okay? But I want to be talking about what has been so far. So we're end of July, lots of shifts. If you following what's happening in the world or not, let me just tell you that there are earthquakes, floodings, fires. The land has been shifting and moving. It's been opening. It's been cleansing, burping, farting. Like, there has been a lot happening on Earth. And also politically, in our societies, things have been really loaded. However, nothing that's coming to light is anything new. It's always been here. The corruption, the narcissism of our leaders, the white supremacy, all that's been here. But a lot of people were choosing not to look that way. And some of us, we couldn't. We didn't have a choice. I'm just going to look a different way. We didn't. We just saw it. We were born and we saw what was wrong with the word, right? And so for some of us, this is more like, oh, the word is catching up. That's great. And if you're one of those people who is just awakening to how fucked up our systems are, welcome aboard. I know this feels awful. It's a really dark night of the soul, but you're not alone. There are many people who've been awakening, who have awakened, many people who've seen this for a long time. So you are not alone. You're just going through growth period that some of us already went through. Um, so just stick with it because it's really a purge, right? When we realize what's going on for reals, we start purging energy, purging programmings, and the systems were kind of built just create this image about yourself and then search for approval in other people. And if you get that approval, you're just fine. You just, and if you don't feel happy, just search that fast dopamine, go and buy something, go on a dating app, do this, do that, just buy a new thing, right? That's a big one. And I definitely used to be a therapy shopper at some point of my life, and it had its place. And I still sometimes love to go shopping, buying things, but there are things I use, I wear, and it's from a different place. It's not when I feel like I feel empty. Um, there are all these emotions, I don't know what to do with it. So let me just go to a mall and just buy myself a bunch of stuff. So the systems were created this way. And not very many of us learned that the first person who needs to validate us, it's ourselves. We got to validate ourselves, not waiting for validation from somebody else. Plus, you know, honestly, if you're really yourself and you don't pretend, you don't nice your way through the word, being a nice girl, a nice boy, which I heard somebody say that being a nice girl or boy is the highest form of narcissism. I love it. What does it cost people to be nice? Yeah, there's a big difference between niceness as adaptive social strategy to get what we want, really, and being kind. Kindness is the quality of the heart, right? It's different. We have to be authentic. We have to be aligned with who we are to be really kind, because that comes from our heart center. That's not a learned behavior, right? So as we're kind of going through all of this and all these masks are kind of shedding, and if you're finding yourself maybe, whoa, like a lot of my relationships have gone, or friendships that I thought they're going to be here, they've been here for such a long time, and suddenly they're falling apart as I'm becoming more authentic, as I'm becoming more real. So that's one of the things. The masks have been falling. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that it's harder for you to hide who you really are? Even your irritations, even I mean those frustrations, those little things, sometimes hostility, I'm noticing people really can't. There's just something, and for me, it's beautiful because I've always seen beyond people's mask. And so I would always say when I came to a room, I would see and know everything that people were trying to hide, even in relationships between them. So can you imagine walking into the room of people as friends or something and suddenly becoming aware of all these toxic dynamics and things that are being untold and people who are not in their integrity? It's not that great. It's not, it's a, yes, it's a great gift, and it's also kind of a curse. So for me, when all these masks started falling from people, I was like, oh, here we go. Finally. So that's one of the things. People are getting definitely more authentic. That's something I have noticed. Um, there is a lot of people who are really trying to connect throughout their heart. Um, And it's that heart coherence. Um, and another word for coherence, I would say it's alignment or affinity. It's a vibration, and that vibration can't be faked. It's it's an energy level, it's a vibration. You're either in or you're not. And the heart is the bridge. It's the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. You hear me talking about it in pretty much every video. And there's that piece of embodiment, right? And I was listening to Lee Harris the other day, and he says beautiful things that I'm so in alignment with. And it's like I would rather hang out with a kind-hearted atheist than, some white ego-driven spiritual person who isn't kind, who isn't embodied. And I'm very much in alignment with that. And where I was born, um, there was no spirituality allowed during communism. Uh, and my grandfather was an atheist, and yet he was the kindest hearted person I've ever met. And I would say also the most deeply spiritual in a very integrated way, without big names, without big labels, without belonging to a group. It was just something that was inside of him that he lived and that he practiced. And so I would say one of the things that is an ask from all of us, and I've been trying to really practice it, is get out of the idea who our circle is or should be or will be. um, what kind of spirituality should these people have, or jobs, or what kind of ages they should be in, like all these pictures, all these mental images of, well, this is how I got programmed at a certain point of my life, and now I believe that this is how it should look like. And if you're holding really, really tight, then it might be really hard right now as your life is transforming and it's just letting people go, right? So new people can come in. And if you're holding really, 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 really tight, it will be very uncomfortable. You will be in so much resistance of letting go. And I've been through the Phoenix rebirth quite a few times in my life, which means everything burned down. I lost pretty much everything, and I had to rebuild. That's why I have Phoenix tattooed here. And I know that quite a lot of people are going through Phoenix rebirth now, and a lot of spiritual people, lots of people who've been really doing their inner work um, to be more present and more centered. Um, it's kind of left and right. And so today I'm going to lead you in the second half, I'm going to lead you through meditation. And if you find yourself in that position right now in your life, which seems like everything is out of control, uh, things are just moving in my life, shuffling, and I don't know where it's going, this meditation will help you to start letting go. And I would say we were all told to be constantly in control. Right? If you're going to do it this way and you're going to do it regular, you don't give up, it's going to get you here. Well, it's not really necessarily true anymore. Have you noticed with all these shifts in the word, all those things we were told? Because a lot of friendships I'm noticing and relationships are falling apart. One thing that I'm really hearing more and more is people making boundaries, right? And being like, I just need to take care of myself right now, right? I just don't want to be your friend. Some people don't even communicate it, right? Um, or you may feel betrayed when that happens. And I would say this goes again back to the heart coherence. Like, if this person is not energetically in your vibration right now, it's gonna be really hard to try hold on to them. If this job is not energetically aligned with where you are right now and where you're going, it's going to be really hard to hold on to it. If this partner, husband, wife, wherever they are, right? The same thing. It's just going to be really hard. The place where you live, it might be the country where you live. I just had students moving around. Right, this is the year of the fire horse, and I would tell my clients and my students, listen, if shit goes down and you can not go anywhere for a while, are you in the place where you want to be? And if not, this is really the time to reconsider where you want to be. Where right now, in this time, where do you want to be? Where is the land that supports you? And when I talk about land, I'm also talking about the spirit of the land. Because I've lived in 5 countries, and it was really always interesting to kind of notice and what's the support of this land, um, the spirit of the land. And then, of course, we also have the government systems and all these other stuff. But then when I came here, where I live now, which is Santa Fe, it was a click. I was like, oh yeah, something clicked in me, and that was like, well, this is the place that absolutely supports me, and I just love this land. And I don't know, it's not from this lifetime, um, but I feel such a deep connection. So one of the things that I do see is that we're also, as we're kind of moving around the globe, some people, um, we are where we are exactly supposed to be, where not only the land helps us, but we also help the land. There is again that energetic coherence, there is energetic alignment. So I'm encouraging you, if you feel like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, this energy of this year is going to be supporting you to move, to go where you need to be. So be open to it. So if something seems like it's slipping out of your hands, there's a reason for it. But it doesn't mean there isn't something new that's going to come in, right? And it's all with all these shifts and changes. There are times where it's really important for us to be alone and find who we are outside of everybody else's voice and opinion. And when I say alone, also out of social media, and just spend some time alone. Know who you are, because we're with us all the time, and we were born alone, and we're gonna die alone, and there's nothing morbid about it. It's just life. That's a life cycle, right? So I would say it is important, and often in between these stages, you might notice you let go of a lot, and then it seems like, oh, nothing's coming in yet. Well, that's the time to pause, right? You just breathe out, and then there's that pause before we breathe in, and something new can start. Consider it to be that pause. But then when you're breathing in, be open, because there are other people here. There are other opportunities, places that are just like, oh, we're in this vibration. I'm right here. Just invite me in. Just say yes. Yeah. Um, okay. So let me have a look at time so we can squeeze in a little meditation. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And we're gonna do just a fast one, just like a 5-minute meditation. So close your eyes with me. And just say hello to your body, the sanctuary for your soul. Hello, body. Just give it some love for a moment. Give some love to your feet that help you to walk and touch the ground. Your legs. Your pelvis. Say hello to your sexuality and your ability to feel emotions, feel deeply. center of your body, your ability to digest life, digest food, let go of what no longer serves. Say hello to your heart and shoulders, arms that allow you to grab things, your hands, and your head, and the top of your head, your crown, and then your back. Saying hello to your sit bones, sitting. And just imagine that from the base of your spine, there's a waterfall flowing down from the base of your spine to the center of the planet. Connecting your first chakra, which is all about security, safety, presence, embodiment, body, is connecting to the first chakra of this earth. And just notice that the earth is going through a big growth itself while we're living on it, on her body. Well, when we connect to the first chakra, there is a sense of stability. There is a quiet here. We're being held. Now just take a deep breath. And as I was talking about holding tight, if you're in that situation in your life that something's shifting, changing, moving around, shuffling, and you find yourself in resistance and fear and irritation, let's take a deep breath and so scan your body and notice where do you feel that energy, that kind of pressure of holding. For me right now, it's actually in my forearms. When I focus, it's like, oh, there's a lot. My shoulders, neck, jaws. And so as you're scanning your body, noticing, whoa, where do I feel some of that hold? I'm holding to what I know. Take a deep breath in there. And as you're breathing in, imagine it's like a palm of the hand that's just opening, or maybe it's like a flower that's opening that was really tight and now it's opening up, and whatever has been held there can start coming out. And you can recognize it. Oh, wow, I have some anxiety in my heart. Look at it, recognize it. Don't avoid it, don't hide from it, don't spiritualize it. And you can make a choice with another deep breath. Let's breathe in, and as we breathe out, you can make a choice to start letting it go down that waterfall to the center of the planet. Releasing that fear, anxiety. And another deep breath. And notice this is also an exercise in trust. Okay? We got to trust to release. And that connection to the earth is helping us to trust because we feel stabilized, we feel safe. It's hard to trust if we don't feel safe, right? Also, kind of safety as the realm of the feminine within us. Yeah, we need to be connected to earth. She's the mother. So let's take another breath and find another place where you're feeling tension, or if you still feel tension in that original, just keep working on it. And as you breathe out, just make a choice to give it to earth. She's going to recycle it. And another deep breath. Ah, ah. Hmm. And another deep breath. And as we breathe out, let's make a sound just to let go even more. Oh. And let's just sit here together for a moment with our eyes closed. And if you notice your mind is going crazy when you get into meditation, well, guess what? Your mind was already crazy, which is becoming aware of how crazy she is. You can imagine the same thing. You can breathe into your mind, into all those thoughts, fear, anxiety, anger, despair. And imagine you can kind of turn it into like a ball of energy, pull it out of your head. And then as you breathe out, just drop it down the center of the planet. And say hello to the flow in your body. Just allow energy flow. Stuck energy will translate to our body as pain. So if we can allow energy move through our body, we start feeling lighter, we feel better in our body. Okay. And just notice, how long have we been here? Maybe 5 minutes? Has anything shifted for you? And if yes, let me know. And we're gonna finish with filling ourselves up with our own energy. That's a really important step because whenever we release, we need to bring in our juice, our essence, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be vacuum and somebody else's energy comes in again. So imagine above your head an image of a big golden sun, bigger than your body. It's a huge golden sun. And in that golden sun, it's your essence, your spiritual energy from your personal source. Never runs out. It also has your truth, your information. And then bring all that golden energy into your body. You can imagine like taking that whole golden sun and kind of bring it into your body. Fill yourself in with that gold, head to toe. And then let it spill through your skin, to your aura around you. If you know where it is, just really own your space. If you don't, imagine about an arm's length distance around you. There's like an egg shape boundary of your energy, and you want to be kind of a golden egg. So all that golden energy just pours into your golden egg around your body. And just say, mine. This is my energy, my boundaries, my space. And open your eyes. Amazing. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it was, and also I would love to hear about your experiences, what's been going on so far for you, and how are you doing. There's so many videos on my YouTube channel, so many guided meditations and talks. So you feel free to just dive in. It's a bilingual channel, so you will find meditations in English and meditations in Czech. So depending on your language, or maybe you speak two, like me. um, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm here with you. We're all going through this together.